All right, welcome back. This is War 6. We have matched New Nation. And unfortunately, one of our players did not place defense. I'll get into that more at the end of the video. So we're starting out already behind 2 deaths, basically. Like, we need them to die twice, and we can't die at all in order to win. So starting out here on Path 2, I'm up against this Longshot. I fought him here before without white mags, like I am today. And the last time I fought him, I used my parries at the start to remove his Pure of Heart and just hit him normal and kept pushing him to a special 1. This time, I'm not going to let him throw a special with Pure of Heart. And after I get this initial special 1 out of him, right here, I'm going to start playing more Spidey 99 style, hitting his block. I'm going to get my ruptures up to 20, and then I'm going to just wait out his Pure of Heart while I let my ruptures deal their damage. And then once his Pure of Heart goes away, I'm going to push him over a bar of power and pretty much kill him. And I actually like doing it this way a lot better. I think it's much safer. And down he goes. Alright, next up here, I have this Sersi on 20 with Dragon Man. This is my first time using R4 Dragon Man in a war during war season. I practiced with him a little bit in the off season, and I actually ranked him just in case we might need him for something, because I saw some other alliances using him for things, and I wasn't sure if we were going to end up needing him, but we ended up needing him today, so that's cool. But I'm very inexperienced with him. And so these fights are not going to be fast with him, and it's going to be a little bit of a learning experience. Like, for example, I have MD5 on, and I discovered that MD5 is a little bit too much for him, or a lot of it too much. So there's going to be a lot of special 3s thrown in these fights, and I'm not really going to be able to stick to my plan of SP2 cycling while she's in the corner, which I believe is the way you're supposed to play him, but I will learn more about him and figure out how to use him more efficiently. So I'm going to let this fight play out, because it does end up being like a 2-minute fight, as all of my Dragon Man fights were this war. And I'll come back when it's all done. Alright, next up, moving into S2, I have this Mordo here, and this fight can be a little tricky, just because I don't have a white mags, so he's going to end up getting a lot of buffs, because every time he throws a heavy, he's going to build Furies, and at some point, he's going to get a power efficiency passive, which is going to make him gain more power. But as long as I can maintain my Wither, I don't really have to, yeah, that's the normal Mordo dashing back parry. I love that. It's a classic. As long as I can maintain my Wither, I don't really have to worry about the amount of power he gets. It's just going to be a matter of not getting hit like I did right there when I got parried. So him parrying me like that kind of pissed me off. I got a little bit more aggressive, and I'm pretty much just going to punch this guy. I'm not going to play like the normal S99 style. And I'm just going to finish him off with regular hits. Just got to wait out this power gain. Bait a special out of him for an opening. And launch the special too. Alright, next up here I have this Odin. And this node is Rich Get Richer. And I originally was assigned Dragon Man for this fight, but I've taken it with S99 before. So I decided to go with S99 for this one. And my basic plan for it is I'm going to build up my ruptures, normal S99 style. I'm going to maintain my wither so I can just keep reversing his power so I don't have to worry about Rich Get Richer. And then I'm just going to start seesawing him back and forth over a bar power. And I'm going to take him down using rupture bursts and the DOT from the ruptures. So I'm going to let this one play out, and I will come back. Here I have Gorr on 47. I'm going to be taking him with Dragon Man. And this fight is going to be a lot similar to the Sersi fight, where I just end up getting far too much power between my own power charge, the Odins that are supplying the Rich Get Richer, and the Mystic Power Back boosts. It's and the MD from nullifying all of his buffs. It's just this fight's going to be a special 3 fiesta, and at one point he holds a special 2 for what seems like an eternity, and then he finally ends up throwing it, and I thought I was going to dex the first part and then block, and apparently I wasn't quick enough, so I end up getting tagged with a special 2. It really doesn't do too much damage though, because he doesn't have any buffs on him, and I think that those fuel his damage on his specials, so it doesn't end up being an issue, and just ends up being a really, really long fight. A very safe fight, but a very long one. So I'm going to let it play out, and I will return when it is finished. Alright, next up here, I have this Chavez on 53, and I removed all of the masteries in my proficiency tree so that I do not have parry activated, so I cannot accidentally parry her. This is normally what I do when I fight her here, and I used a Power Star 1 the last time I took this fight, but after doing it I realized that it did not need one, and I'm just going to play normal S99 style. My ruptures count as DOT, so I'm going to be able to get power from that, and just going to make sure that I bait out her special 1s and stick to my special 2s, and she's going to go down very, very fast. And the AI was relatively cooperative. She didn't do too much crazy stuff, so ended up being a pretty smooth, pretty quick fight. And last up here, I have this Arcus on 55, taking him with Dragon Man. I discussed maybe dropping down to MD4, but I decided to leave it at MD5 just because he doesn't have as many buffs as Sersi or Gorr, and I actually think that MD5 works for this particular matchup. I'm not really too worried about parrying him or his tenacity. I'm paying attention to it, and I'm paying attention to how many disorients I have and whether or not my parries stick. My main concern was I just want to keep baiting special ones. If he happens to make it to a special 2, that's fine. I have an invuln on, so if he doesn't want to throw his special 2 for whatever reason and he gets to a special 3, I will be able to tank it. And what I'd like to do is set myself up in the corner and start cycling special 2s, but again, I am inexperienced with Dragon Man, so it doesn't end up working out quite that way. Here I was working towards a special 3. I wanted to get the 3 power charges because I figured it would be helpful to do that to start my SP2 cycle in the corner. So coming out of the special 3, I'm going to have 3 power charges. It's going to start fueling my power a lot quicker. And I think what ended up kind of messing with me was feeling the need to bait out specials from vision all the time because I wanted to stick to getting his special 1 out of him. This doesn't quite get me back to a special 2, so I couldn't cycle them back to back. Now I'm trying to bait a special out again. Get it out of him. I'm going to go into the special 2 here, and I believe this one is going to get me back to another special 2, and now I'm going to start my cycle at the very end. He throws his special first, so now when it really doesn't matter, I'm going to start the cycle. I was working my way there slowly. You know, it's a learning process. Alright, so we ended up losing this one. It was going to be a tough one to win anyway because the diversity had us behind essentially by 2 deaths right from the get-go. And we ended up dying twice. They ended up dying 3 times, but our real score was 3.8 deaths when you include the diversity. And essentially, unfortunately, this war, missing that diversity and losing this war has pretty much undone all of the hard work that we did in the first 5 wars to get to this point today. So I am pretty disappointed about what happened in this war, but we still have half a season left to play, and we're going to have to see where things go. Salty, NewN, GT all have 1 loss now. We're all relatively close in attack bonus. So season definitely just got interesting, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So good luck to New Nation for the rest of their season. I'm sure we will be meeting again right at the end, and thank you very much for watching.